Stats Canada says spending by international tourists in Canada is up. Tourism spending rose 0.7% in the third quarter, seeing more international visitors spending more across most tourism industries. The largest growth was attributed to accommodation services, but spending by Canadian tourists within our country slowed, up only 0.5%. A drop from a huge boost we saw in the last quarter. Meantime, the number of non-residents traveling into Canada increased in October, but decreased in November. And joining me now to discuss all of this is Colin Ferguson, President and CEO of Travel Manitoba. Colin, good to speak with you.
Good to speak with you, Maralee, and Happy New Year.
Same to you. And the new year off to a good news start as far as tourism is concerned. What do you think has led to the rise in the numbers of international tourists we're seeing?
Well, the numbers that you're referencing are the national numbers, so those are right across the country. We won't have all of those numbers probably until the fall of next year, but what we do have is we do have the U.S. numbers, which also represent a large percentage of our international customer base. They are up by land by 5.7%, and they're up just about 16% by air, which is really quite remarkable. Now, that still trails behind our 2019 record numbers. However, we are one of only a couple of provinces that have actually seen increases in U.S. visitation into their provinces. It is largely due to the fact that we see a lot of American anglers that come up and fish our waters. That's one. And of course, they come to Churchill primarily to see beluga whales in the summertime, polar bears in the fall, and now they're up to see the northern lights in January and February. So our numbers are good. They're holding. We anticipate that they will continue to be good. Americans are welcome in Manitoba, and we continue to tell them that. We are also seeing what we anticipate will be pretty strong increases and pretty good numbers coming out of our other international destinations, that being the UK, France, Germany, and Australia. So overall, we think the numbers are going to continue to be positive. We're catching up to our record 2019 levels, and we will get there, I anticipate, in the next year or the next 24 months. But it's good to see so many visitors coming back. We had a very tough summer, as you well know, with the wildfires, which caused certainly a lot of cancellations into fly-in fishing camps and the like. We were able to recover some of that as we got into the latter part of the summer, and a lot of those international customers came back, which was great. So we know we've got the product, and we anticipate we will continue to attract.
Yeah, you anticipate to see this upward trajectory continuing, as we make our way through this year as well?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously the situation in the U.S. is changing fairly rapidly, and it could have an impact. However, as it stands right now, we are still seeing pretty strong numbers coming out of the U.S. in particular, and we are now starting to really see some of the international customers looking at Canada as a destination, more so than they ever did.
You highlighted some of the big draws, the beluga whales and Churchill with the polar bears, but overall, what do you think is making Manitoba a choice for these international dollars to be spent?
Well, believe it or not, first of all, the first three things, and the first three that I mentioned, beluga whales, polar bears, and northern lights viewing. From a northern lights perspective, Churchill will be one of the top 3 places on the planet to view northern lights. And it's starting to get heard, and we're starting to see a return there. So that's good. Funnily enough, people actually are also coming to Canada to experience winter. In Manitoba, nobody does winter better than we do. And I'm not joking. I mean, it may come a little early, and at times it leaves a little late, but it's consistent. And so if you are interested in ice fishing, if you're interested in snowmobiling, which I know a lot of our U.S. Visitors are interested in doing, they're coming because they know they're going to get consistent product.
Well, Colin, I want to thank you so much for your insight into these latest numbers. It was great speaking with you.
Always a pleasure. Call it anytime.